Things started with the Twins in a 2-0 hole. In there, strike one. Second baseman occasionally still playing somewhat short. And now 1-1.
Sandoval.
In the air. And an easy catch for Stassi, one away. A great defensive third baseman. A couple of home runs. A couple of critical home runs. Hit the ball twice in his first two at bats last night. Both line drives caught. And now 1-1.
You're talking to Rooker about keeping his barrel in the zone, batting the zone longer. Relaxing at the plate.
We discussed last night, didn't have the opportunity to get much batting practice in. Up and away, 2-2.
Kirilloff, those guys are cut from the same cloth when it comes to understanding what they need to do to be successful.
Rooker swings and misses.
And then coming up with plans on how they can execute them, especially with your younger players. They're going to be on the field more before games, bringing guys in on a res. At the end of the year, we're all going to be able to look inward and know the time was spent wisely and that we are a better team than we were in.
Kepler with a 1-1 count. And caught in short right field. Fletcher waiting for it, and it's a 1-2-3 first. Here's Josh Donaldson to lead off the second.
You know, LaTroy, I got a good view from over here, and he's short. Early 2000s, I guess it would have been. That reminds me of Sandoval right here.
Oh, J.C. Romero.
J.C. Romero, you got it. He's got that same herky-jerky short arm kind of rock.
Now you see it. Now you don't. Here it is again.
You know, and they showed that StatCast on the screen. You look at you saw where those swings and misses were, and he was up with the fastball. He was outside of the strike zone with his off-speed pitches. Really good command.
Now he'll work out of the stretch after issuing a walk to Donaldson, and that'll bring Sano to the plate. Just off the outside edge.
You know, Glenn, he looks a lot similar to Gio Gonzalez.
Doesn't have the best picture in the world, but maybe I'll try to see. I know Gio Gonzalez always had that really good late breaking ball. That was his main strikeout pitch, so it's a little bit uncommon. But he obviously does have a lot of trust in using that as a pitch where when in the situation that he's throwing the crap out of it, he really wants to throw it. He wants to make it break.
Changeup got a swing and a miss, so no strikes out. That'll bring up Jeffers.
Out of his hand, how it slowed down.
Jeffers drives it foul down the right field line. Couple of doubles last night, one to left, one.
Having to platoon with another guy, not getting enough regular at bats. Never done that before.
Fly right field, carrying deep. Eaton on the warning track makes the catch out number 2. And that'll bring up Larney.
I wanted my ball to break perpendicularly to that swing path. And so if you're looking at it from my perspective, a right-hander's on mine, then that horizontal. And I didn't have the arm slot that Jose Barrios has. I think that's what lends him to having more of a horizontal break.
Right.
I tried to get that thing to break down. I wanted to bounce it off home plate. And so when I talked about having struggles to left-handed batters, my 2. So I always felt like I was going to hang him or I was going to yank him.
2-2.
And get it look more like a cutter. I wanted to do that, but I couldn't. You know, taking the different angles was not something that I was looking at doing while I was out there trying to get an out.
Twins got a leadoff walk. Donaldson left the board. It's still 2-0. Still looking for their first hit against Sandoval. Foul back, a strike.
LaTroy Jose or on that breaking ball. I don't even think he needed to elevate, but he had him really well set up. You ever like I had those feelings where you just knew like you threw a pitch at to Walsh.
Yes, that's a great way to think about it. Thought process when you're pitching, but a lot of times in your mind, it takes something away from what you're trying to do at on that particular pitch.
2-2 to Celestino.
But a 3-1 fastball right down the middle, he kind of locked Walsh up like with a fastball.
Tom Hallion's first emphatic call, third strike.
Tom over at first base, and that was my first thought is I wonder how many times we'll see him punch a guy out tomorrow night. And it kind of did the old school punch out, but he had that toss his arm up and you knew you had him.
For me, I just wanted the umpire to call it early. Jeez, he had to get up off of one knee and then punch him out.
Weak tapper to short. Easy play for Iglesias. 2 down. Time now for a. Didn't mean to, and a dribbler up the line. Walsh goes to the bag. So 6 in a row. In there for strike 1.
LaTroy, I wanted to continue our conversation from last inning about spin rate and that stuff, and we had a conversation about how we came about throwing fastballs up in the strike zone and how it was almost accidental. They'd be late on it, and it clicked at some point for me that, hey, maybe you started to throw a lot more fastballs up as well.
Right. Just, having some of my good friends being hitters. And
that. So if I still had a good target down at the knees, I would just try to throw it up. And almost, I don't want to say overthrow, but you do try to let it go a little bit what they're supposed to do. And we were joking in between innings about how now we get to look back and it's like, hey, that's why that worked.
Off the plate, ball 1.
Throwing the ball where he wants to throw it to be successful.
Strike called. 1-1. 1-1. Strike called again. 1-2.
And he also
outside, just outside. 2-2.
LaTroy, you talked about Taylor Rogers, and last night we saw him close the game out and how calm he is out on the mound. The pitcher, take your time, you can gather yourself and try to execute your next pitch.
Hot smash again to Mayfield, and again he'll start a double play. Donaldson 3 times last. 6 runs, 4 earned in 7 innings, but it was the second straight outing where Sandoval completed 4 innings. 1-0 to Sano, and now 2-0.
Hits, 22 strikeouts.
Fastball on a strike. Into the shift, and from the hole, Iglesias throws low, and Sano will reach on an error. A long throw for Iglesias. Chip team. And Glenn, you have memories at all of?
We were home. My brother and I were home with my dad, and we were watching the game. I remember all my dad knew how to cook was mac and cheese. So we were eating mac and cheese on the couch. And we were watching the game on the TV, and he liked to listen on the Morris in Game 7 is another thing that stands out.
Jeffers quickly strikes out, 1 away.
But I do. The 87 one, I was only 4 years old, so I don't remember that one. But I specifically remember.
World Championship team here for a recognition, a ceremony in the middle. Missed inside, 1-1.
Just in the back of his head to be able to sneak a fastball past him.
And now 1-2. Start driving the ball again. Sam Hallian, strike 3 call, 2 away.
It's almost like giving up a couple bombs and walking off the mound, and they check you for some sticky stuff. Like, what you think about? Got it.
Check swing, 2-0. .60 pitches for Sandoval.
Well, not many pitchers get to exceed that 100 pitch mark, and he's done it.
Three and 1. Long wait on the mound, and strike 2 is called. Full count, 2 down, and Sano will tap foul. Well, Glenn, we appreciate your leaving the.
It's been a lot of fun, guys.
5 no-hit innings. Go find a lucky seat, Glenn. Twins need to get something done offensively. They trail 2-0. Not Polanco. Still rendering that run and the next one unearned.
The first to get in position to take that throw from the shortstop, and it's coming from the second base.
Popped up in foul ground. Looks like Walsh has a play. One down in the 6th. Well, the second in there for a strike. Sandoval
for strikes.
And now a ball. 24th last year. 1-2. Night against the Angels. Checked his swing. 2-2. Fouled back. And tonight he quite literally has had no hit stuff. Polanco strikes out, 2 away. Strikeouts on the night. On the outside edge. And now low, 1-1.
An extended outing yesterday.
Nice take by Rooker, 2-1. 6. Twins still looking for their first hit. And now 2-2 to Rooker.
A nice teasing changeup just off the plate.
Twins designated hitter. Checked his swing, 3-2. Kepler on deck. The Twins have had 3 base runners. Donaldson took another strikeout. He struck out 5 of the last 6 hitters. And he's got 6 no-hit innings and a 2-0 lead. On the outside edge. That's what we've been talking about. I mean, it's not just throwing strikes, getting ahead of batters, but where the strikes are of the strike zone.
Pretty much staying out of the middle part of the plate, because we know that's where you can get hurt at.
Kepler takes inside. ERA. Chopper to first. Easy play for Walsh. 1 down. Bounced into the double play in the 4th. A high pop up left field. Eventually it'll come down to Upton. 2 down.
They're not that smart.
Sano takes outside a ball. Sano struck out in the 2nd. 1-1. And the pitch count now at 86. With 7 outs to go. 1-2. And now 2-2. Even adjustment when your windup is so compact as his is. Check swing. No, and a very close check swing. 3-2 with Jeffers.
Like he's going to go back to it.
7 no-hit innings for Patrick.
The graph of him using all his pitches to get his strikeouts.
Strike on the outside edge. Two strikes. And that got the catcher Stassi. Strikeout number 11. Inside a ball. Twins trying to break up the no-hit.
Might as well get it out the way in the 8th inning.
And that hit Larnach in the hand. And he'll
be nice if this young fella can break it up.
Tapped foul. The bet probably. Waving at strike 2. Strikeout number 12, and that'll bring up Simmons. Chopper to short. 8 no-hit innings for left-hander Patrick. Swing and a miss. One and one. One and two. Saw Iglesias warm. 2 and 2. The losses. 2 and 2. Strikeout number 13. 3 swinging strikeouts. To right field and down for a hit. Brent Rooker breaks it up, and he'll dig for second and has a double. Sandoval. Right off the end of the bat. High fly, short right field, long run for Eaton. He got a late break on it, but he gets there, and Rooker will be held at second base. Eaton playing a deep right field.